Hello. I don't know if you guys can see me yet because I have to wait to make sure silly YouTube catches up with everything, which it has not yet. So wait for it to catch up. Catching up, catching up, catching up, catching up. All right. Do timestamps and we'll pop out chat. There we go. All right. There we go. All right. Woo! I have my camera off because I have not eaten lunch yet and I'm hungry. And I don't want to eat in front of everybody because I've been told that that is rude. So I'm not going to eat in front of everybody. I know I'm only 5 minutes late. And for me, that's really good because I have had a tendency to be really, really late since I've had kids. But so buttons on your underwear. That's what my mom used to say. Sew buttons on your underwear. Hello, Roxy. Hello, Turtle Dove. Hello, Pixie. Wait, how did I delete? I didn't mean to delete any messages. How did I delete Turtle Dove's messages? It says message deleted by Queen OG. I swear I didn't delete your messages. What the heck did I do? I went to live chat. I didn't mean, and I can't undo it. Damn it. Damn it. Sorry. Oh, there, wait. No, that's only for me. Sorry, I didn't mean to delete your messages, Turtle Dove. I really didn't. I'm just a crap monkey today, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, how is everybody? Sorry. I always feel bad when I do that. I don't know how I do stuff like that. I always do dumb stuff like that. And I'm sorry I'm eating here. I'll say hi. I'll turn my camera on and then I'll eat for a bit. Hello, I'm here. I have food and I want to eat and I'm hungry and I didn't eat yet because I was busy getting everything ready because my kids came home yesterday. They were gone. You took a nap? I'm so jealous, Roxy. I want to take a nap right now. I'm really tired. I'm very tired. I didn't sleep well last night. But like the title says, we are going to talk about some things because I think we are all getting, let me turn my microphone up a little bit. I think we're all getting a little tired of being called haters and stalkers and all these other things, which none of us are. And especially me. I have done nothing to anybody, but yet I get called all these things. And I don't know. It's 8 a.m. there. Man. Well, it's 3:08 here. So yeah, and it's 6:07. Well, see, that's not actually that bad of a time. See, I tried to pick a time that it's really hard to find a time that works for like, hey, Beer Can Island, how are you? Oh my gosh. I saw you the other day on Twitter, which I can't get into Twitter for some reason right now. Like I can get into Twitter on my phone, but that's it. Like for some reason, I don't know. I know it's a whole nother. I just have issues sometimes, but I'm glad. Are you doing well? I hope you're doing well. Well, it's really hard to find a time that works for the East Coast, the West Coast, Australia, UK. I mean, you can only imagine, finding a time that isn't irrational for, everybody or somebody is very difficult. So 6 a.m., I mean, it's better than like 4 a.m., right? Right? But I think we're all sick of we're sick of the YouTube bullshit. And most of the YouTube bullshit is lies. It's lies. It's people lying. Hey, KK. And me personally, and all I ever did was not make a video about somebody, and somebody thought it was about them and got butthurt, and I have all the receipts and I can put them all out. But I mean, that's kind of boring for everybody. But I mean, basically, I made a video that wasn't about somebody that they thought it was, and they went off on this diatribe. And I looked the other night to see, and yeah, I've never done anything. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And then she just, so I have all these receipts of showing exactly that. So it's She always talks about receipts. Well, show me a receipt of what I did to you, you know. And then I came back after 7 months. Can you believe you're still dealing with Bullhorn? Oh my God. It's been years. I mean, I went away for 7 months and you're still dealing with it? Holy crap. Well, I think she's got a couple other lawsuits going on. So it might take, I'm going to turn my camera off just for a minute. I need to take a few bites. I'm like really hungry. So I'm still going to talk, but I'm really hungry. But yeah, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And hold on, I'm sorry. How to take a bite there. But like, I mean, like I just got gone off on. And like I said, I have all the receipts. I made a video. It wasn't about them. Said it's not about you. They had their people come and try and convince me that I really did make it about them. Hey, I love Alta. Hey, Roxy's place. You know? And then, like, the creepiest thing is as I was looking through things, which I might have to show them out, like, once, like, everybody settles in and gets here. But, like, I have stuff where, like, from the video that's not about them, and my camera's off because I'm eating, so I apologize, and I don't want to be a pig and eat on camera. But, like, I have receipts where, like, I said something, like, I had one of my little, you know, zingers that I do, and then, like, they said the same thing. Like, and at one time, I was their playlist cover picture. Like, you want to talk about stalkers? I mean, that's stalkerish. It's stalkerish when you say things that other people say, and when you put other people's picture as your playlist cover picture. That's stalkerish. Hold on, I'm going to take another bite. That's stalker, right? So, I mean, I don't know how I'm a hater, because I'm not a hater. If anything, I'm a pitier. So I would like to not, and this is not just about one person, because there are several people that do this. And this is the problem. And this is how it goes down. Is there is someone who doesn't like you, and they say things about you to their friends. And their friends, of course, are going to believe their friend. Because what are you going to do? Be like, you know, your friend tells you a story and you're like, hold on, I need to research that and make sure you're telling me that. Of course, you're going to just believe your friend. So the friend believes the friend. And I have all sorts of screenshots of those too, you know, of a certain other person that likes to lie a lot, saying things, and they just get believed. They just simply get believed. And then people believe that you're the stalker, you're an asshole. You know, people believe I'm a stuck-up snob, that I'm doing drugs, all these things that are totally not true and the farthest from the truth, but they get believed, you know, and then the person goes on with it. And they do it because they're the ones who are stalkers. They're the ones who are jealous. They're the ones who have the problem. But then they turn it around, you know, and it's like 1 minute they're like, you and I hit the X, it's fine. I don't even think about you, and words are just words and they don't bother me. And then the next minute it's like, don't dare call me by my nickname or I'll freak out. You should know that by now. Like, it's like, which is it? Do things bother you or do they not? Okay, one more bite and I'll turn my camera back on. Okay. So, like, it can't be both ways. You can't on one hand say, words don't bother me, you don't bother me, I don't give a crap. And then on the other hand, get completely butthurt when someone calls you, like if someone called me Queenie. Like, and I was like, how? Don't you know that that's going to freak me out? You know, I mean, it's like, okay, well, so much for words don't bother you, you know? I mean, I don't know. And you guys can let me know if I'm going to show some receipts, but you can let me know if you want to see all the receipts. But I will show you some of the juicy ones, like the one of like the person having me as their cover photo of their playlist. That's a stalker. Like, why would you have, I remember when I first saw that, why would you have my picture as the cover picture of your playlist? That's creepy. Why do you say that? Why do you use my bye now And why do you say hello, beautiful people now? That's creepy. Why do you use my zingers? Like, there's a zinger in the video that's not about somebody where I say, oh, you got hit with the ugly stick and fell down the whole tree. And then they use that same thing. Oh, where'd you get that one from? Because we know you don't have the mentality to make up jokes. Creepy. It's creepy. But then I'm the hater, I'm the stalker. Okay, so missed you to Roxy's place. Yeah, some of the shit people get bent over is ridiculous. And the funniest thing is, so a lot of you people are new and you don't, because I came here in like the end of March 2022. And then I always take the summer off. So then I took off like middle of June to August and I came back. And then the next June I took off and I didn't come back in August because I was just so sick of everything that I didn't come back until just, a few months ago. So I've kind of been here for like a couple of years, but I've really only been here for not that long because I've taken huge breaks of time, right? At least you have a great personality. That's missing for some. Yeah, well, I don't know. Part of it is, you camming up. Like, I don't know how you can't talk like as a bubble. I couldn't do comedy as a bubble. You can't like she said once, I had bad Botox because this eye goes up. No, if I had Botox, that eye wouldn't go up. And that's like just an expression. You don't have why is my phone making noises? You don't have and I don't do Botox. If I had Botox, I wouldn't have these little wrinkles here, which I like. That's growing old. I do believe in growing old gracefully, But oh my God, I know you were going through the big C recovery and you're better now. And you should not text me. You should message me on Twitter. So I need to figure out how to get back into Twitter. But yeah, let's catch up. I haven't talked to you in a long time, but not with this account. Oh yeah. So yeah, I started the Queen OG account completely new. So I came here. So for those of you, a lot of you don't really know the start. Like I was talking to Matt earlier today about the start. And I originally started out on Twitter. And I started out anti-bullying, believe it or not, because Bullhorn Betty was going after Crude AF. And I was like, this is not a legacy I want to leave for my kids. When I was a kid, you were behind the bathroom door and the person came in the bathroom and you slammed the door and, you put their head in the toilet and flushed it, or you put a sign on their back. I mean, that was bullying. It wasn't like calling CPS on people, swatting people, taking them to court, saying they harassed you and stuff. So I was like, this is not a legacy I want to leave for my kids. So I started on Twitter, and it's because she said she trademarked her name. So I was Bullhorn Betty TM on Twitter. And if you go to my Twitter and go to the really early stuff, I would just put up memes, like about her press pass and things like that. Oh, so did one of the biggest bullies I know. So and it was just funny stuff. And even Burnt Toast reviewed, no one knew who I was. So Burnt Toast reviewed the website. I had a website to go with it. And it was just funny, stupid stuff, right? And then someone said, how do we know you're not really Bullhorn Betty? So can you just make a video with your voice? We don't have to see you, just with your voice. So I made my first video, and this was the end of February. And then doing well now, planning on traveling. Oh, where are you going to travel? I would, what I want to do when my kid, hey, deal you woo poo 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 poo. When my kids get old enough, I want to get an RV and rent my house out. And I want to do I want to live in the RV and just travel, people who live in their cars, but not a car, but get a nice RV. Is still reviewing. Yeah, I remember when she reviewed my stuff and she's like, I don't know who that, because I think back then my name was Bullhorn Betty TM, just say no to butthurt. I had this insanely long name, but she was like, I don't know who this person is, but they're hilarious. And she reviewed the whole website and stuff. And And it was like, it was made as, because I was a website designer, and it was like, it had a contact us, and it was like, please contact us, we'll get back to you if we aren't busy like stealing press pass. I mean, it was just hilarious, right? Thank you, Roxy. So so I did that, and then I came on YouTube, and like in March I started like doing kind of comedy stuff. And in the beginning I would just memorize the whole thing and just say it one take. I mean, it was very low budge. There was no editing and stuff. I don't know where I'd put on my sewing machines. Hey, Glitz and Glam. So that's how I started out. Like, I started out as an anti-bullying channel. Like, that was my whole point. And in the beginning, like, all I did was like my skits, and I would answer people in the comment section. See, I never, all my queen stuff was completely separate from who I am. I was going to travel. See, that's fun. See, that's what I want to do. I want to buy a nice RV and just travel and rent my house out. But like once the kids are in college and stuff like that. So in like a little while. But okay, take your time, Roxy. Take your time. See, my eye went up. That means I don't have Botox. Hey, Jenna, how are you? So I came here as anti-bullying, right? And then in June, I took a break, and I was gone all summer. And before I left in June, I made this video, from fart to drama. And it was not about anyone, because if you look at my channel at the time, I was roasting big YouTubers, and that's all I did. I roasted like Molly, and I roasted Ziggy, and I roasted big YouTubers, and their names were in the title and the description, because the whole point of roasting big YouTubers were to get clicks and views and get my name out there. So there was no point in roasting a small YouTuber and not putting their name in the description. So one of the first non-people skits I did was this, like, from fart to drama, because I had kind of, at that point, like, I got good really fast. Like, I think I had like 600 subscribers within the like 2 months, but let me see, who did I miss? I said hi to Deal You Boot. Did I miss anybody? I'm just making sure I didn't miss saying hi to anybody. So, I mean, that's how I started. Like, yeah. And then I was like, Queen OG, Queen Butthurt. Like, I changed my name a bunch of times. And then finally I became Queen OG. But I was like Queen OG, Just Say No to Butthurt for a while. I don't know. Because first I was just Bullhorn Betty. And I was just on like, Twitter. And then I came over here and I was still Bullhorn Betty, but then I let go of the Bullhorn Betty, and then I was just roasting big YouTubers. So I was like Queen OG, Just Say No to Butthurt, and then I just dropped the Butthurt, and then I started doing other things like, characters and things like that. So I did this fart one, and I suddenly got accosted that it was like, like I got told, because I was friends with Hopi, like, oh, someone is totally ripping on you, saying like, oh, there's this comedian that most of you don't know and probably don't like, but, I have thick skin, so I can take it, but they're totally making fun of me. And I'm like, what? Like, first you wrote a comment saying you liked the video, and now you're like, took 4 hours, made 4 hours of content ripping on me, and it's not even about you. So then I had to go up, hey, little devil, hey, Rocco. I had to like go up like on our panel and say like, this is not about you. Please stop talking about me and stop talking about my channel. And then I became a bully. And then suddenly I became a bully. And when I came back in August, I started doing live streams. So then people also started seeing me. And then I became a snobby, thought I was better than everyone else, because before I was this goofy, I had the red hair and the glasses and the goofy beanie, and no one saw what I really looked like. Hey, little Texas tornado. But suddenly, once like people saw me and I did live streams, then suddenly, like I was called a bully, and I thought I was, it's like nothing changed, but people saw my appearance and just decided to, that I had a faction. As always in my life, I'm 52 years old. I've always had a faction in my life of women who dislike me because of how I look and perceive me as like this, oh, I've had this perfect little white picket fence life. Meanwhile, I come from the hood and like I can kick anybody's ass and I'll fight you with a fucking knife and I'll win, kind of person. I'm like totally not what you think I am. But I've always had a faction of women haters. So I was like, whatever. But, that's the problem, is that there's this faction of women who really are the haters. Hey, Canadian girl. Who really are the haters and really are the problem. And they go after the people who aren't. I came here anti-bullying, and then suddenly I turned into the biggest bully on the planet. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, you sit there and do a diatribe of like 20 minutes calling me every curse word in the book. And I say, I don't know what's worse, your IQ or your forehead. And I'm like deemed the devil. Like, excuse me, like there's a huge difference there. And if any of you saw the live from like, a couple of weeks ago, like someone sure has a lot to say about me, but they didn't really have a lot to say to me now, did they? They were kind of a little like, didn't know what to do, like didn't know how to have a conversation, like an adult conversation, one without curse words and putting people down and just yelling at people. And if you notice, when we all just like were like gave up on her and started just having our own fun, she had nothing to say because she can't do anything but fight. Like we all tried, and then we were like, oh fuck it, we're gonna have a fun live stream, and we did. And they had nothing to say because like having fun is like not in like they don't know how to do that. Like if it's not a fight, you're on the phone letting it charge so you can. Well, hey, New Jersey Robin, I haven't seen you in a while. We have a rule in here. You don't have to tag everybody. You just do like at everyone, and that just means you've tagged everybody, because like it's too hard to tag everybody. Oh, and by the way, I do have membership still, even though like I'm not monetizing, I don't want ads, but it's on Patreon and it's way better. And I'm going to put like little like trailers of some of the membership stuff, because like there's a lot more stuff I do over there. Like I do like caption this, and like I do a lot of beauty stuff over there, like get ready with me's, but I do like beauty stuff, like beauty tools and how to use them and stuff like that. So like if you want, because so all my memberships went bye-bye. So but if you want to be a member, patreon.com/queen, or just go to Patreon and search for Queen OG. There's only one of me. But as you can tell, I have like two mods. See, I have two mods. I have like two mods. You know why I have two mods? Because I don't have shit on my channel. Because I don't have people coming in here. Like I'm so tired. Like there's so many. Like this is there's a third. I have three mods. But see, these are the things that like I think we all, thank you, deal you poo 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 poo. Here, like I think we all kind of want a bitch session about this because it bugs all of us. And there's like a certain number of things. And one is like, just because someone put something in your chat does not mean you have to stop your show. I don't know. I was raised that Disney on Ice was a show. I didn't know that getting up in your robe and yapping and yelling at people was a show. And you know what? Here's the other thing, because here's what's going to happen. Oh, I haven't even talked about her. Now she's talking about me. See, she's obsessed with me and I'm all of her content. Okay, look at my page and see if you're all of my content. But here's the deal. People rubberneck. Do they rubberneck because they like dead bodies? No. They rubberneck because it's something they don't see every day. Do people go to the circus because they're obsessed with the performers and they really like them or they really hate them? No, it's because it's weird and it's funky and you don't see bearded ladies every day and you don't see 8 feet tall men every day and you don't see clowns every day. So you like to go to the circus because it's something you don't see in your normal life, and you go there and you're like, holy shit, people like that exist? And you sit and you talk about it. And that's what we're doing now. We're not haters. We're not stalkers. We're not obsessed. We're fucking in shock that someone can live for 40 years like that and like, I don't know, make it to 4. Like what the fuck? It's like I grew up, like I literally grew up in the hood. I mean, like I was kidnapped by my father twice. I lived in hiding for a year. The mafia kept me in hiding. And then I lived in the hood, and I have still never met anybody of that low of a caliber. I mean, fathom that. Like just think about that. Think about where I've been in my life, and I've never met anybody that low. I mean, that's just like a shock right then. Yeah, we're nosy. We're nosy people. It's it's like, yeah, it's shock and horror. And that's why you rubberneck. It's shock and horror. And that's why people watch. There are no watch parties because trust me, no one wants to get together to do that. But there are people who do, and it's for shock and horror. It's like, oh my God, like you can't believe people act this way. You can't believe that people in their 40s and 50s and 60s act this way. It's shocking and it's entertaining. It's like watching WWE mud wrestling. You're just kind of like, holy crap. So like, when you hear the person then sit there and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so famous. Like these people just are so obsessed with me. They wouldn't have any content without me. Okay. Like look through my channel. I have plenty of content without the first video I ever did was just a few months ago, because when I came back after 7 months, I said, I'm not going to take any more shit. Like, I'm not going to, because before that, I just would ignore. I was like, I'm ignoring it. I'm not going to give it, value or whatever. But when I came back, I was like, you know what? If you talk about me, I'm going to respond. And I'm going to respond in a classy way. And I'm not going to let the rumors fly, because that's the problem, is the rumors fly. And then people believe the rumors. And then you have, like, if you look at my earlier lives and you look at all the people who are in there, not the same people are here now. Why? Because a lot of them believed the lies, and like, I don't know if they got scared or whatever, but a lot of people who were there in the beginning aren't there now. And it's because they believe the bullshit that isn't true. And people, there are people, like, I think some of us, like, I think because I would never do certain things that other people would never do certain things. But that's not true. There are assholes out there, and they will do asshole things. I mean, I was BFFs with Hopi. And if you remember, Hopi was with L15, who was a genealogist and had information on everybody. And she gave it to me. So if I wanted to, I got probably a lot more than anybody else does. But I would never do that, because I was raised that your word is your bond, and your name and what you do, that's your reputation. And for me to go out there and start, doxing people and, giving out the information like that, just, it's not something I would do unless I was like backed into a corner and I had to. So I would never do that. But I remember one night, like, Purple and Heidi were sitting there like, we have all your information, but we're not going to do anything with it. And I'm sitting there thinking like, yeah, and so do I. And on your whole family, like, I was like, hello, do you not remember, like, who was I friends with? Do you not think I don't have every email message that the three of you had? Like, I mean, come on, like, think about who I am, and it's just stupid. But it's like, I'm not going to be there and be like, I have it and I'm not going to do it. Like, I'm just not going to say anything because I don't need to, I don't have anything on anyone. Well, good, because it's not, I mean, I didn't want anything on anyone. She just like gave this stuff to me. And like, imagine me, I came here in March, and it's like the summertime, and she's just like consistently like sending me screenshots of emails between people and sending me files, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do with this, so I just kind of put it aside. But I mean, like, not going to do it, but I mean, like, now that I've been here this long, I'm like, I guess it's good to have, but I would never do that. That's just not who I am. And people who know me, I mean, as long as I've been here, have I ever doxed anyone? Have I ever put out anybody's information? Have I ever done anything like that ever once? No. And trust me, I could pretty much do it on anybody. You know what I mean? Yeah, Hopi had it all and she gave it all to me, so I got it all too. But I don't talk about it, and I would never do anything because I think it's just not what you do. It's not how you handle your business. I mean, but some people use others' nonsense and turn it into content. There's a lot of press live channels, but they're not creative. Yeah. I mean, Justin and I used to talk about the difference between a creator and a channel holder. There are some people on here who are channel holders. They hold a channel. They might have 3, 4, 5, 10,000 subs. Yes, you can. But they are channel holders. They're not a creator. What do they create? They create nothing. I'm a creator. I create things, but some people are just channel holders. And, those are the ones who, I love you for helping me with doxing. I had no idea what it was all about. I will help. I'm the kind of person who I will help anybody with anything, and I will give anybody anything that I have, because I know what it's like to, like, I've been to where, like, I didn't have, my mom sewed my clothes, I'm like, I'm like really nice. So it's like, to hear these things about me, it's like really disgusting to me, and to see all these lies. Like, I remember one time, like, Heidi emailed me and said she was going to call the cops on me. And then she went back on the live and told Tony and Purple, and I think someone else, that I had called the cops on them and they were going to be there any minute. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, wait, what? But people believe that shit. People believe that shit. And that's part of the problem. Like, people believe when a certain person said that I tried to sell them drugs, even though if you read the whole thing, it says, I'm not trying to give you drugs, but they cut that part out of it. I was like, I'm just trying to tell you, I know, as someone who graduated from medical school, that sometimes you need them and they won't give them to you. So here's BioFreeze and here's other options. But they cut that part out and just made it sound like I was like offering drugs to people. It's like fucking ridiculous. Clean OG, you think they want to be mob YouTubers, Black Millions? Well, I spent most of my Saturdays in the main money laundering kitchen of the Western Pennsylvania faction of the mob, and my grandfather took me to the Bada Bing, so I know that better than anybody. How is hey, Poo Poo, how are you? Oh, you get to have a nap. Hey, KK, how are you?
Hey, sweetie. That's what you were saying about being West Pennsylvania and the morals we grew up with. I mean, like, literally, that is why me and
okay,
you
I'm
get
gonna turn my
along
camera
so
off
well.
and eat.
I figured that. I'm you're not the one to talk.
I know,
okay,
but
guys,
I'm
I
not talking. I'm just gonna eat too, because
yeah.
I'm hungry. But yeah, I mean, I was mainly raised by my grandparents, and so my grandfather ruled with a tight fit. You grew up in Pittsburgh? Yeah, so you know how it goes. I mean, like, he ruled with a tight fist, and it was like, your word is your bond and your reputation is everything. And if you ruin your reputation, that affects the whole family, So I take that to heart. Okay, go ahead, talk, because now I'm eating.
Okay. Yeah, growing up with morals and respecting your elders, that was very important up here. I mean, we're close knit and long-standing values. And like she said, your word is your bond. Your work ethic is your bond. I mean,
exactly. And like, I mean, but I remember my grandfather taking me to like the club, which was a brick building with a metal door, and it had a little slit that opened, and the guy would open it and be like, "Hello, Mister," a very Italian name, and we'd go in, and it was the fucking bada bing, man. And when I saw The Sopranos, I was like, "Holy shit!" My grandfather took me to the bada bing every Saturday.
I'll be right back. I don't have chat on mine, so I have to go back up. This computer almost broke on me.
Okay, then I'll turn my camera back on and stop eating.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, that's how I grew up. So, sorry, now I'm still eating. But I know, but the truth and karma comes around to bite you. Yeah, I mean, and that's the reason why I don't get like too worked up about things, because good things, I mean, bad things happen to good people, but for the most part, I mean, people get what's coming to them. Like, if you're truly a bad person, your grandfather, my dad, made 9%. Damn it. Oh my gosh. So my grandparents had a metal awning, and that's why I designed. So this is my closet, and I have like my film stuff in here. But if you look, it has metal, so I can hear the rain, because that reminds me of my grandfather. But that was a very like Pennsylvania East Coast kind of thing.
Yeah.
KK and OG, I think it was also the times or era. Yeah, I mean, it was the times and the era. I mean, kids today, like, you can't even give them a dirty look, and they're like, "You're giving me a dirty look. I'm gonna tell my teacher and go, and you're in trouble," and stuff like that. How are you my partner in fake screen records? I don't know, but apparently, Jenna, it's so stupid. It's like, you know what? You probably cut out things that you didn't want people, there are probably things you cut out purpose. Like, that's probably, and who should know any better than the person who went to like fake text.com? Like, what did she go to? Like faketext.com or some crap? Like, she's the one who makes fake text. So, I mean, my gosh. But I was looking at it, and I was like, well, there's probably people in there who she doesn't want to like rat out, and she probably did cut certain things out, and that's probably why there's like things in there. It's probably nothing nefarious, but of course her head goes to the nefarious and everything. But I mean, it's just, I would never. You make fake screen recordings, I make fake boobs, and I've had 1,000 facelifts. So but man. I mean, I was just like, when I was looking back at all of like my old stuff, like I have so much old stuff because I recorded it all, and just all this stuff, like, there's one where I made, because my grandfather used to call them tell nuggets. You give someone a little nugget of information and see where it goes, and it tells you if they're like dirty or not. So, and it doesn't have to be true. So sometimes you tell someone a lie, and then you see where it goes, and then you tell how people are and stuff like that. And so I was just like looking at some of the stuff that I had, and it's like, there was one video I made that I started it off with like a box of crayons, because I knew she would think that was about her. And it had the song like "You're So Vain" in it, and then it starts off with me, and I'm like holding something up with a purple crayon. I'm like, "It's not about you," and the video was nothing about you. But for 3 days straight before that video came out, like, I have recordings of her saying, "Oh, there's the bully channel with another video about me," and it's like, no, there are no videos about you, and that one's not about you either. But it's just so funny. It's just so funny. Like, seeing her be like, "See, there's another video from the bully channel about me." And it's like, there's another video not about you from the not bully channel.
That and asking questions is not right neither. I asked a question, next thing I know, I was everything but a white woman.
I heard something about that, but I don't
whatever. But I'm sorry.
It's just stupid. It's like, I'm not a hater because I don't care about you enough to hate you. I'm not obsessed with you. I'm just a rubbernecker. I'm just someone who's a comedian who likes to look at the people who are ridiculous and do stupid things and make fun of them. Like, trust me, like, don't be so full of yourself. I'm not full of people say I'm full of myself. Like, oh my gosh, I'm not the one over here like, oh, I'm so famous. Where's the paparazzi? Like, my God, like, I have 3 clip channels devoted just to me. Really? And you think that's a good thing? I mean, I put out a skit earlier today, and it was like a psychiatrist, and it's like, I don't think you should be proud of having clip channels, because clip channels make fun of people who do dumb things. So if you have 3 clip channels, that's not really a good thing. Like, that's not saying something good about you there, honey bunny. Yeah, the rubbernecker, it's perfect. We're all rubberneckers. Like, you're not that cool. We're just rubberneckers. We're not obsessed with you. I have plenty of I've got Instagram, I've got TikTok, I got all these social, like, the content of you is just me responding to you talking about me, and that's it. And the same with the other one.
And that's the whole thing, why do you, for me, is why do you believe if you don't watch me, why do you believe who brought you the information?
Yeah.
All you have to do is say to that person, no, I don't want to get into that. That is not what I'm about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, just let it go.
You're not a clip channel. Pooh, you do all sorts of things. Like, I think she's called me a clip channel, and I'm like, I don't think I have a single clip of any channels in my whole channel, but I mean, yeah, no, Pooh, you're like a little bit of everything channel. You've got a lot going on. You're very talented. I mean, clip channels are talented too. Trust me, when I have to edit stuff, it's hard. Editing stuff is hard. I got to tell you. That's why in the beginning, I like memorized my skit and I just did it once. I just said the whole thing from memorization, no editing, nothing. I don't think my brain could do that now, but that's how I did it in the beginning, because it's hard to edit. But
I don't even know how to even get to that part. I don't even know how to go live on YouTube. I only know how to go live on StreamYard. So, I mean,
StreamYard goes to YouTube, I think.
No, well, yeah, it picks up the YouTube part, but what I meant is I've never gone live on just hitting YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that either. I don't know how to. I only know how to do what I know how to do, and I don't want to try and do anymore, because that'll be scary. But I did not watch your receipt video, Pooh, because I was getting ready for this, so I will watch it after this. Oh wait, there's something. Oh. Yeah. I mean, it's just, when I hear people say, like, I'm so famous, I'm so popular, it just makes me laugh, because it's like, I remember when Hopi started going after me, and she had her daughter make a clip channel about me. And I remember the first time I saw a video, like, of me, and I was like upset. Like, it wasn't a good feeling to see someone take my content and make fun of it and make fun of me. So I can't imagine having 3 channels that are devoted to just making you look like an asshole and being proud of that. I mean, either you're convoluted or you're really fronting there, which I think she's just fronting. I mean, like, fake it till you make it. But I mean, it's like, it can't be a good, like, at one point I actually thought to myself, I'm like, I feel bad for her in a way. Like, I can't imagine, like, living with such hatred and anger all the time, and being proud of a daughter who, like, intentionally hurts people and, all that kind of stuff. But I think, that's just normal for some people. Like, wouldn't be normal for me, but, hey, Justin. How are you? Is Pooh Heidi? I hope Pooh's not Heidi, because that would, I don't know, because I really
Oh,
like Pooh.
Who has too much intelligence? I mean,
I
come on, be
know.
serious. A person going, couldn't put two things together.
Pooh has too much integrity.
Yes.
Pooh's taking a mental break. Yeah, poor Pooh. Pooh gets it from all sides. I mean, I was Pooh for a long time, apparently. I was called Pooh for a long time, and I was like, I am not Pooh. I could not do what Pooh could do. I think when I first started what?
I'm not Pooh, but I wish I was as smart as her. I just
know.
want to know where she got her brain cells. I want to go and buy some. I don't care if I have to sell my gold or my silver. I don't care if I have
still
to
call
for it.
Pooh a man. For forever, to me, I know it's politically incorrect, but poop is male to me. Don't know why, but poop is, so I will always call, I know Pooh is a woman, but I will always call Pooh a man. It's just, I don't know. But Pooh does. Pooh is very talented.
Give me some. I'll just open this up. You know, this is fake. This is fake. So I'll just cut it over, open it up over here, and I'll put some of yours in. Okay? Can you do? Oh, that's right. You're not from my generation. We were all operated on when we were little. You know, we were trained.
Yeah, you were red and blue makes Pooh. I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, and you did. When you started, you just kind of went after, but you know, she deserves it, because she, you know, like she says, I don't talk about people, but like she does. She does all the time. Like when I came back after 7 months, I was like, I don't want any drama. Like, yeah, and mine was too long too. OG, did you hear her say how bad she was bullied as a child? No, I never heard her say that. Well, that would make sense. Like if she was bullied.
Walked to school, walked from class to class.
Oh, I never knew that. Well, that would make sense why she's like, because she is a bully. She is a bully. Like a long time ago.
Some intelligent, you know, she's very she has some intelligence, but it's not used for any good.
Right. I never knew she was bullied as a kid.
Yeah.
But I mean, that would make sense, because I remember when she said, like, well, someone told me a long time ago, the difference between comedy and bullying is intent. And if you intend to hurt someone, that's bullying. If you intend to make someone laugh, then that is comedy. And, you know, she says it regularly. She intends to hurt people and make people cry. But that, hey, Tabby, but that would make sense, you know? And oh my God, a teacher had to walk her around. Why was she bullied so bad?
A teacher had to walk her from class to class.
Why was she bullied? I mean,
stop and think about it. It's the other way around. She was the bully, and she had to be escorted because she caused the trouble. That's my opinion. I don't think because she was being bullied. I think she was the bully, and they, you know, because stop and think about it. If you know,
I have two of my best friends are IEP teachers, and one started as an IEP teacher, and now he's a principal. And no, they don't walk kids from class to class to make sure they're not. I mean, if they're autistic and they have problems getting to class, they might be walked to class, but they wouldn't be walked to class simply like to not get bullied. So maybe it was more so she didn't get herself in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, New Jersey Robin. Hold on. Here you go.
Hi.
Hello,
How
sweetheart.
are you?
How are you?
I'm good.
Long time no see.
I got to talk to you again today. I'm just as fly high as a kite.
Well, you got blue hair. That's why.
I says, I got to talk to you, so I'm flying. How's the cake?
That's great. Are you going to have a great birthday, KK?
Yeah, me and my sister's going on Friday. We're going to the casino.
Awesome.
Oh, that'll be fun. You'll love that.
You're going
to oh my God. She would not have done well where I grew up, because I grew up in a tough neighborhood, and she would have gotten eaten alive. Because she might act all tough, but she's not really.
Oh, you grew up in Steel Mill area, right?
Yes, we did. Me and her's from the almost same area, but yeah.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And I lived mostly with my grandparents when I grew up, so I was even closer to you.
Yeah, I grew up in New Jersey, New York area.
Yeah, I was Western Pennsylvania, like Penn Hills kind of area.
Mm-hmm. I have a friend of mine grew up in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Pittsburgh had a huge, it was a huge, like, Italian mafia, like, area.
It was also the Polish and that.
Yeah.
Because we had like 3 or 4 different nationalities really right in there. And it was really one of those where you learned and respect everyone around you.
Because you also had coal miners, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of Polish. You know, my aunt, this is how badass my aunt was. When she went to high school, the high school she went to, I think it was mostly black kids. And so she actually would wear her hair like in a bun and had like razor blades in it.
Right.
So that if like someone got into a fight with her and grabbed her hair, they would grab
the blades.
I mean, can you imagine like,
yeah,
purple wouldn't last long in a place like that where like that's what you think about every day.
Yeah, that's sort of like a New York, New Jersey kind of area too, but they also have the Philly mob, the different areas.
Yep.
My aunt married into the family, so I'm quite familiar with the family.
Yeah, and you do, and like my family was never like Hopi used to always joke. She used to say like my mafia father and my I don't know. She said like my dad, who I've never met, was in the mafia, and then like someone else was like in the FBI or something. And I'm like, okay, I never met my dad. I don't have a dad. Like he kidnapped me and then he got taken care of. Like, so whatever. But I mean, like I grew up in, there were some situations there. So
yeah.
There were some situations. I spent like a year in hiding, I didn't have friends. I didn't get to go outside, and
you gotta take care of the situation.
There were some situations going on when I grew up,
See, I was the one. Well, I didn't come from a good family, but however, I taught myself everything, and I'm very serious about that. I mean, literally, from I was in the womb, I was not wanted to forever, but I had it in my mind that I'm going to do who I am, since I was a little kid. I learned all this stuff because I did not want anybody to know I was dyslexia and, I was starving all the time. And so, I mean.
Yeah, a rough life.
Yeah. But everybody's had, has their own little story. Mine's no any worse than anybody. I look at it as it is something that made me who I am today.
Right.
Yeah.
What
doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right?
Yes.
I saw it, Tabby. Oh, I didn't see the message yet, but I'll look in a minute. But yeah, I mean, I don't feel bad for anything that I went through, and I wouldn't change anything because it made me who I am today.
Exactly.
And I wouldn't be like the strong person that I am today if I hadn't gone through those things, so I don't have I don't believe in guilt. I don't believe in jealousy. Those are like worthless emotions to me. They just waste your time, but I just, I was legally dead for like a minute, once. And, life it's not a video game. You can't hit restart and just do it again. You get one shot. So, live every day, like to be happy and have fun and have a good time. And that's why, like, it's like when I get called like a hater and stuff, it's like, I'm not a hater. I don't hate anybody. And I don't obsess over anybody, except maybe when I watched 90210 when I was in high school. I really liked Luke Perry, but and Johnny Depp too, when it was like, Johnny Depp era. 21 Jump Street. I had a VHS tape that it said 21 Jump Street, tape over and die. It was a VHS tape. Those were my only obsessions. So it's like when I get called like those things, it just like, it's like, no, that's so far. And when I hear lies about me, it's like, some people like the whole Gannon thing, like saying I was against kids and, I meant to say, something about, it's like, I thought, like, I'm not true crime. I thought Gannon was another YouTuber that she talked badly of and was like, I don't know who the fuck that is,
Well,
like,
this
it's
is
like
my theory. That's the reason to come up because of what KK was talking about and stuff. Because I know you might not have seen that video, Queen OG, but she did a video like something happened that really bothered her and she really got upset. And she started talking about when she was young, because a lot of people she's gotten close to and became friends with. And then I believe through time, like, Purple used to be really good when she was with Frosty. Like when she first came out and had her channel and she had games. Don't remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. I liked her.
Fun. We had a good time over there, and Shorty would recommend her channel. We'd all go over having fun. And then she got together with Heidi, and Heidi had all this baggage, as you know, because you and I know the whole history of 3 years. And she had all this baggage from all that she put everywhere that she went. Wherever Heidi went, she, Heidi was on the top of the world with wrenches everywhere she went.
I call her the Me Too one-upper because it's like if you say like I cut my toe, she's like me too. I cut my foot off. She's like I did it too, but she one-ups you.
Oh yeah. Well, that's some people are like that. If you I feel that comes from insecurity. And I could say some of these things because I went to nursing school with my, took psychology. So some of these things, and I'm not a professional that way, but some things I pick up on, and I think that
you got common sense with that too.
It's her insecurity, so she has to feel like she needs the attention. So like, I don't think she got enough attention maybe growing up, or she's talked about.
And you can see it. You can see it. I mean, just the way. Sorry, I turned my camera off so I could take another bite. I mean, you can see just the way, she always has to butt in and make things about herself. And, one day she'll be like, I come from, like, I'm like a kept woman or whatever, like a, what do you call it? A trust fund baby.
A trust fund baby. She brought that up at Molly's. That's where that started at.
Yeah, like she'll say stuff like that and then she'll blame other people for it. But then the next day she's like, oh, I'm struggling. I don't have any money. Like, she's always got something, and she's like trying to get disability. But then like after my video, which was about Molly, came out, she literally went on for like half an hour showing pictures of like, here's me camping and here's me walking and see, I'm not in my bed ever. I don't ever need my bed. And it's like, okay, so which is it? Are you disabled or are you not?
Well, she's applying for disability, which everybody has a right to file for disability. But I think it's very difficult to get disability. You have to have so many like MRIs and all this paperwork and doctor stuff, and maybe she didn't have the right stuff she needed. I don't know. That's not my business. But I do know that there's also like, I've been around these people for so long, I kind of pick up on things. I remember a video that she did one time too. She was talking about, her mother married, I think, into money. So I don't think she had the greatest relationship with her father. And I think there was some issues in the home with that.
Yeah.
And I think that because of that, like she's looking for attention, and that's why she always has to up one. Or like you see videos where, everybody's talking about one thing and all of a sudden she has to do something outlandish so everybody will pay attention to her. It's like she's seeking the attention.
Yeah. Like I remember when I did my it was, the wannabe reality star and the mattress mamas, and it was like, you know,
Yes,
all the
I
people
love
who were
them.
on her panel. And I remember I went into Purple's and she like stopped everything and she's like, I need to quit talking because there's someone here who I don't trust who makes videos about me and my disability. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the, like, that was not about you or your disability. Laziness is not a disability, and it wasn't even about you. Shut the, you know, like, who the hell are you? Yeah, everybody hit the like button because I need YouTube to like me again.
Yes, we have to
But
bring her views in. But
yeah, because they hated me. I left for 7 months, and they hate me now.
no, we don't hate you. You fell out of the algorithm, like
No,
people.
YouTube did. YouTube
too.
did. They're like, we're taking away your mind. Like, YouTube hates me, so that's fine.
Can I say something?
Of course.
I want to finish what I was saying about how I am proud of myself.
Go ahead, KK. I'm sorry. Did I interrupt?
No, that is fine. For me, like I said, never was part of the family or anything, and that was fine. All I cared about me, what I was. I didn't care about school or take a bath or anything. I mean, being fed was like, people will say, well, how could you eat that lunch? That's my only food for the whole day and night, you know?
Yeah.
But I put myself through school as far as I'm the one that had to teach myself how to read, to listen, and do all that. I'm the only one that went to college.
Okay.
And what pissed me off, I got to get this out with it. When my brother killed himself, they didn't tell me that he was having problems like that. I'm the one who went to school and I was going to school and I almost got my degree in a dietitian technician. And Robin will tell you, there's certain classes you have to take them all if you're over in that area of medical field and that.
Right.
And here I am, the one that did, but yet you didn't tell me until after he's dead that he was having problems. I was very close to my brother, but I put myself through, you know, I've been the only one with my husband the longest. You know, what is it, 42 or 43 years? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Good for you.
I've only been married once. We're still together. I have a great daughter. You know, I worked all the different shifts, so he worked daylight. So what I seen my other brothers and sisters or other people around, I said, that's not who I want to be. Yeah. I want to be better. I want to be, you know, in that. I didn't do drugs. Yes, I did drink. Yes, I took my husband. Well, he wasn't my husband at the time. Yes, I took his $1,000 wallet and took it upstairs and went to bed and slept. And like 2 days later, he comes over. Kathy, can I have my wallet back?
And you're like, no. But that's impressive. But I will tell you, people who are depressed like that rarely show it. Rarely show it. And most often, people who do go through with it, the day before, you will have never known. They'll be the happiest person on the planet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know?
It's very spontaneous. You know?
Yeah. Because I tried that once when I was 14, and you would never have known. You would have never known.
Right.
You know? It was, you know, and it's the people who say things like, you know, like when a certain other person said they were going to do it. It's the people who say it that really aren't going to do it. They're just saying it for, you know, attention.
I gotta disagree on there.
Yeah, I have to disagree on that too.
Because
I can go both ways.
Because I myself was, like I said, you know, being by myself all the time, even though I had brothers and sisters there, and they were treated fairly, and I wasn't. I tried committing suicide quite a few times. I mean, I took a whole bottle of aspirins. I took all my medications I did have took my mother's medication. What happened?
Wow.
Nothing.
God
Wow.
wasn't ready to take you yet, KK.
It wasn't your time.
Pardon me?
It wasn't your time.
No, it's not. And that's the whole thing. I don't let people do that to me. They showed me they didn't love me. Okay.
Yeah.
They had no respect for me. So
I'm
I
sorry.
decided the last year, when I was in 12th grade, I got kicked out 3 times from my mother. Okay. And when I come home the last time, I said, you know what, Mom? I don't care. Just wait until I graduate and I'll be out of this house.
Yeah.
And I will never be back. Now, that's what I did. I graduated in June 30th, 1981. And the very next day, which is my husband now, got me an apartment and we moved in together in that. And guys, I was a virgin until I was 20. Okay, guys?
I know you said that the last time. That was supposed to be Lil Devil. I was trying to say we do Lil Devil. But
I can't read anybody in the chat for some reason.
Yeah, me neither.
That's impressive. You are always so happy and bubbly. You bring people up. Like, we all have a role in life. And I think that's your role, is to bring people up, because you do. You bring happiness and a smile to everyone who, even if you're having a bad day, you still, make people laugh,
Because like I wrote back here, love is the only word that says 1,000 words and feelings.
Yep.
And it's love. Love says
there are so many people who would have grown up the way you did, who would have turned out badly. And just like me, like I could have taken, all the things that happened to me and, been just as bad, and it's like other people who, continue the cycle, but you broke the cycle. Yeah. And, I decided, with my kids, I'm going to break the cycle too. I'm not going to, and I think that's a strong person to do that. And you're a strong person to do what you've done.
Well, the only reason I mentioned is somebody says they're threatening to kill themselves. You have to take it serious. It's a call out for help, because you don't know. They may be threatening it, but there could be that one time that they threaten it and nobody's listening, and then they decide to do it. So it's like, that's the only reason I said that. You got to be careful not to think, well, they'll say it, but they won't do it, because
it's not, but usually
it's a call for help.
Yeah.
Like, somebody help me. I need help. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, they might not be ready to do it just yet, but obviously you're not. Obviously, everything isn't just fine if you're doing that. Something's wrong.
It's also, please. I've taken enough. The call, if they are wanting to commit suicide, it's also a call to say, hey, can you give me some time, your time, and help me feel better? And that's what I look at it as, is because that person really needs someone to bring them back down to making sense.
Right.
Well, do you guys remember when Harper threatened that on my channel?
I remember. I remember Harper did it in the chat.
And I was just like, holy crap. Like, what do I, who wants to be responsible for that?
Exactly.
Like, I was like, if I do something and she's just playing me, then, I'm the asshole. And if I don't do something and she's not, then I'm the asshole, but I had known her well enough that I knew,
somebody called that in to get her a wellness check.
I don't know if anyone did.
I know they did.
If they did. Yeah. I mean, I just kind of told her that that's not acceptable. And I know people put in the chat, but I didn't know that anyone called it in, but
I don't know if it was that time, but I know someone did call that on her because she had mentioned it, and I don't know was the time that she was in here, but I think the word got out.
I think it was when she was
that.
in Discord. I think that's when she got it called in on her. She was in Discord and she put like some music that was like, and she like said goodbye and had this music that she put in there, and
Right.
But I don't think anyone called it in from what she said on my panel. Or on my channel, because she was just like, maybe next time you can invite me up and I'll do that, because then that you'll get your views that you want. And I'm like, whoa, like I don't, that's the thing. I'm like probably the one channel that doesn't give a crap about that kind of stuff. Like I'm just here to make quality stuff and have fun. The last thing I care about is clicks and views, and I certainly wouldn't want anyone to hurt themselves for it, like, but that was just
may I say something?
Of
I want to
course.
say to Robin. Robin stuck by me when I was having that problem with Purple, and
Yeah.
it was her encouragement that got to me and said, "You know what, Kathy? Come on, listen to someone else. They're telling you you're more worth it than that person." And that's the whole thing. It was, I was doing a cry out and didn't even know I was doing a cry out.
Right.
And when she seen it, but not really saying anything in that. She just knew she had to be there for me.
Right.
And
I was concerned about you.
Yeah.
But I wanted to come over to
Robin,
talk to you.
You're a good person. You're always concerned about everyone. That's one thing that I always liked about you.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're always there for Tony, and you're always there for people. You're a good person like that.
Oh, thank you. Well, I try to find the good in everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I try not to let the bad things upset me. And if something is going to be draining of me, I'm just not going to go there. But like I said, I was saying that she was talking about it. And I think like she gets the friends and then like something happens and she loses that friend that she thought she was good friends with for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And then something happened where she was talking about it on her channel and she was almost in tears. And I really sincerely thought she was that time.
Well, I know she was in tears about Tony when her and Tony kind of broke up.
No, this was when she started talking about being bullied. I think this was after Jenna. She was like how she was bullied. And I think maybe because of her head injuries, I don't know. Like maybe she had, I don't know exactly why. Like she had to go from, like they had to escort her from classroom to classroom and she was bullied. But I believe, now this is just my observation. I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist, but I believe that when she feels like somebody hurts her and they might just, want to end the friendship because they feel like they can't take it no more or whatever their reasons are.
Yeah.
I feel that she gets her only, like her coping mechanism is to then bully back at people because that's what she knows hurt her. And now that's her way of hurting others now.
It's you go low, I'll go lower kind of
like
thing.
She got bullied. Now this is what I know will hurt. It hurt me. So now I know I can use it on others because it will hurt them.
Yeah. Well, I remember
that's my analogy.
She was so proud of her daughter. She's like, my daughter will figure out what hurts you and she will make you cry. Like she will break you down and make you cry. And she was so proud of it. And I was like, wow, I would be livid with my children if they did that kind of thing. And then she was like, but if you saw my mom is like way, I was like, wow, like I can't imagine, your mom is supposed to be your emotion, your caring, your love, your hugger, your dad's your like, gives you, discipline, and your mom's supposed to be the gushy lovey one. And I can't imagine. And that's why like a couple weeks ago when she was on, my panel, I said, did you have the kind of mom who when you cried would say, don't you dare cry, I'll give you something to cry about? And she got mad. Yeah. And she yelled at me and she was like, no, did you? And I was like, no, but I didn't turn out like you. So
I believe she had mentioned once before that, she was very proud of her mom and they had it rough. I think her mom was a single mom raising all the kids. And I think
Yeah.
she's got 5 siblings.
Oh my gosh.
So I
Yeah.
think she had it rough growing
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think with a single mom back in those days was hard.
I mean, I had a single mom. You know, that's why we
So
were
did
on
I.
welfare. 'Cause my mom, she grew up Catholic, and she wasn't
Mhm.
allowed to do anything. So as soon as she was 18, she met this guy who was completely a con artist, and he
Mhm.
took her a couple states away, and she was like, woohoo, I'm out of here, you know, like rebelling
Yeah.
against her parents. And she, like, you know, got married, and she was a couple states away, and, you know, just like went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, you know, and
Right.
and then he was obviously not a good person. He tried to kill me, he kidnapped me, and, you know, she had to have people come and, you know, get her out of the situation. And, you know, he was a horrible person, like horrible. So then she was a single mom, and of course, what was she going to do, you know? So that's why we ended up, you know, on welfare and in government, you know, because she, you know.
Well, see, being Catholic, my mother
Hey, bubblegum.
didn't believe in divorce. Did
Yeah.
not believe in divorce. And
Well, that
never
era also, women didn't get divorced back in the 50s,
Yeah.
60s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, it's strange. I never met my father until a year before. He called me one time, and I was working 2 full-time jobs and that, and I didn't know the guy.
Were they
Didn't know.
divorced, or what? Did he die? Oh, he
No,
died.
no,
So-
no. My mom raised us. He had his girlfriend. He lived there with that, but I never knew him. He didn't pay no support or anything like that, you
so
know.
she stayed married.
But yeah,
My mom
she's
stayed
just-
married too. My mom, because he would never show up.
Yeah,
Like, he would never show up. So I think my mom was married to him till I was like 18.
Yeah.
Till their death apart. But here's the funny thing: they died 1 year and 13 days apart, and both died
Wow.
with cancer.
Oh
Oh.
wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, yeah. And you know, I mean, like, let's put it this way: there is true love and your passion to be with someone, but you can't live with them. You know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, she
Yeah,
was
well, there was
married
a
him
lot
to
of
get away
myths
from her
and things
parents.
back then. Women were
Like,
not allowed to do a lot of things in my era. Like, I'm much
Yeah.
older than
Yeah.
all of you.
Yeah.
Women were not allowed to do things like, if you went to school as a woman, as a young girl, like you had home ec, you were either to learn to be get married and
A
be a
secretary.
mother. You were going to be a secretary,
Yep.
or, you know, a homemaker. But they didn't have opportunities. They never talked about opportunities when I was
No.
growing up for women.
Yeah. Well, there
And
weren't. Like, my grandmother she was a secretary until she had kids, and then she was you know, she was a homemaker.
Or you could
And
be like a phone operator. I mean, they had, or you could work
Yeah.
at a sewing machine factory. They had very limited jobs for women, and women who tried to, like, if you worked for the airline, you could only be a stewardess, and you could only
Right.
be a stewardess if you look like a model. I mean, there was
Right.
so many
hurdles to get over to just
oh
Yeah.
my
be
God,
in.
like when they broke the ceiling, it
Hi,
means they
Coco.
broke the ceiling.
Yeah.
I remember in high school, we had typing class, and I remember the teacher saying, as a
Mhm.
woman, if you ever can't get a job, if you know how to type, you can always get a job as a secretary. And
Yeah.
that was in like the 70s, you know, late
Yes.
70s,
Yes.
80s. And it was still
Well-
like, as long as you can type, you will always be able to find a job, you
Okay.
know? And it was like, they still
And I'm
thought
not-
that way.
I'm not kidding about this. I was chaperoned with
I believe
when I
it.
was dating my husband.
I believe
Wow.
it.
Yes.
Well,
I
I was a
believe it.
wild child.
I was one of the first women to work in the
I know.
in the auto industry on the assembly line in
Wow.
Linden, New Jersey for General Motors.
Yeah. Robin broke a lot of glass. She's done a lot.
Hmm. I mean, there was only a handful of us that was hired because they didn't hire women to do that job. Oh
No.
my God, I felt like I was walking through a prison. They're all
Yeah.
hooting and howling because there's women on the floor. Oh my God,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, look
I
at
remember even in Silicon Valley in the 90s, it was like there were not women who were like CTOs or CEOs of companies.
yeah,
Like I would
Right.
walk in and there might be women who were like junior programmers, but there were no women who were like walking in as the CTO of the company trying to land a contract, and
Nope.
I'd go in a room and it would be all men and this little 24-year-old blonde chick, and they'd just be looking at me but like, where the
yeah,
hell did you come from? You can't have a brain. Like,
yeah,
like just basically
Exactly.
like, who the hell are you? And then I would start talking and they'd be like, oh,
There's
okay.
so many opportunities for women now that
hmm
many of us didn't have. And that's why a lot of women got stuck in bad marriages. And forget about
Yeah.
divorce. There was no protection for domestic violence.
Yeah.
It was just horrible in the era I grew up. And
yeah,
my girlfriend, like I've always had a lot of uh, friends who have broke ceilings that have been my mentors that are even older than me. And I have
Yeah.
a friend who's a black lady, and she's always been a go-getter. And then she was working in New York City in Manhattan, and she started her own construction company. She remodels like old buildings, like she remodeled a lot of the churches and everything in Harlem
Mhm.
with her company. And she was so smart. What she did, she hired a man to go out and get all her contracts and tell him exactly what she wanted. He would go out and get the contract and everything. When he got all the paperwork signed for her, she would go
Right.
and go on to the job and say, "Okay, this is what I want done." And they were like, "Who are you?" She says, "I'm the owner of the company." They're like,
Right.
"What?" They're in
yeah,
Like
shock.
he was just a front to get, because it's like whenever I would do car stuff, I would always have my grandfather do the talking because I was like, if I go in there, they're going to take advantage of me just because I'm a woman. So you
Hmm.
go in there and you talk to the, like if my car broke down or whatever, I'd be like, there are certain things that it's like a man should go do the talking for.
yes.
Because even still, it's like,
Even still today. Now, see, I'm a very bright person. I really am for it. But I can act like a dumb blonde or whatever. I've learned to be an actress of,
hey,
taking part,
Canadian girl. Oh
taking.
yeah, I got pulled over. I had my phone in my hand, and I just had it
Mhm.
in my hand, and I was driving, and I was changing my insurance, like the amounts.
Yeah,
So, and I was late in doing it. So technically, I didn't have car insurance at the time because it was
yeah,
like it ended on the first, and it was like the second, and I just hadn't signed the paperwork, and so I get pulled over for like my cell phone, using a cell
mhm,
phone, even though I wasn't really using it, and I'm like, shit. Like I technically don't have car insurance right now, and that's a big fine in California.
Hmm.
So I'm driving and like I like go. He's like license and registration and insurance, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, I'm sorry, this is my husband's truck and it's a mess in here. I'm like, yeah, you're gonna have to give me a few minutes to find the insurance card. This is a mess,
Mm.
and I was like all sweet and
mhm.
and I was like, flashing the girls to him. And he's like, this is your husband's truck? And I'm like, yeah. So, I'm not sure where he keeps it. And he's like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Just give me your license and I'll just write the rest down. And I was like, woo, got out of that one.
You
Thank you,
played
ladies.
dumb.
Oh, I
Yeah.
played dumb and I flashed the boobies. And I was
Darn
like,
right.
woo, hey, Amy.
I
Yeah, it's a
How
huge
come? How
fine.
come Queen OG up on your panel? I can't see the chat.
I don't know. I
Um,
can't neither.
if you're in StreamYard, you won't see the chat.
Oh, yeah.
No, you can't. No, I'm in StreamYard and you should see the chat.
Yeah. I was going to say I'm in StreamYard, but if I'm on YouTube, I can see the chat.
I don't
That's why.
know.
I
Yeah.
don't know. It's something in your settings because when I go up on Tony's, I can see,
That's why I have this.
both chats.
Yeah.
Well, let me look at the settings and see if I can change anything.
Because
But
I
yeah,
feel
I
like
was
I'm,
like, if I say I don't have the insurance card, wait, let me see. Hold on. Let me see if that changed anything.
Yep, that did.
Did
Woohoo.
it fix it? Oh yeah,
Yep,
there it
it
is.
fixed it.
Hi everybody. I wasn't ignoring people.
Yeah.
There you go. Sorry about that.
And here's for me too.
Well, I
it's like,
didn't show the boobies, but I just
No.
kind of made myself a little bit more boobalicious looking. Let's just say.
Boobalicious.
I never had to do that. All I was like as polite as it can be. I've gotten pulled over, I say about 5-6 times now,
Mhm.
and some for speeding, some because my husband didn't put the right, didn't have inspection on it and
Right.
that kind of stuff. And taillights were going out and I got pulled over and I'd say, okay, what didn't my husband do? He puts me in these cars. I know nothing about cars. Do I look like, and I'd put my hands up. Do I look, these little hands, do they look like they would do anything in a car? And I've gotten out of all these tickets. The only ticket I've ever got was taking my daughter's dog back up to Ohio for her.
I've
speeding.
never gotten a ticket in my life. And the only other time I got pulled over, I was speeding and I had just gotten a BMW convertible and I was speeding. And like the guy pulls me over and he's like, do you know how fast you were going? And I was like, what? And I was like going like 50 into 35. And I was like, I hate this car. And he's like, what? And I was like, I just got this car and I'm not used to it. And every time I'm driving, I'm going faster than I want to. And it's just, and I hate this car, And I like was almost crying and he's like, it's okay. It's okay. And he's like, when did you get it? I'm like, I just got it last week. And I'm just trying to get used to, the differences of, and he's like, don't worry about it. I'll just give you a warning. And I got out of it. Hey, J. Marie.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
Roxy, that's funny. She said when
Right,
she was in her senior year, she got
most likely to cry
her way out of a ticket.
Okay, wait. I was going down to West Virginia to go
Hi,
get
J. Marie.
Hi. And anyways, I was going, and the traffic was so backed up in that. And I didn't go back in. So eventually someone let me go and I took off. Okay.
Oh,
and
no.
The cop pulled me over and, they touched the back of your car, guys. Does anybody know why they touch your car?
No.
No.
To see if anyone's in there.
I'll explain that right afterwards. I said
the officer did.
Pardon me?
The police officer did.
Yeah, they touch everybody. If you get pulled over, a policeman will touch your car, and I'll explain that in a minute. Let me finish this. I go, I'm sorry, sir. I says, I was like this exactly. I was like, I just couldn't. It was. And, I didn't finish the sentences. And he goes, well, I'm going to let you go, but I shouldn't let you go. You really were being dangerous. I says, I just got it. I just had to get out of that claustrophobia, of all the cars in that. And that, okay, they touch your car because if you get pulled over again or something happens to that policeman, they can identify where it was being touched. They always go back when they're coming up to your car. They're touching the top where their hand would go naturally up on top,
right?
On that, so they can know exactly if that something happened to that officer. They can pull it back to you.
And then their fingerprints are on it too.
Well, his fingerprints are on there, and they write up tickets, or even they stop. Remember, they got the camera. They can go and have that. But it's all they do that. They touch all of the car. So when he was done with me, I went and got out and went around, and I went to back.
Do
you know that if you get pulled over by a state police officer and they don't have their hat on, their official cap that they're supposed to wear, that you can get out of the ticket because they were not in full uniform?
Oh,
yeah. Oh yeah. And this cop was
only state police officers.
Was gonna say, this one says I just got off work too.
Well, where I live in an unincorporated area of the county, so only the sheriff can be up here. Like the city, the city police can't pull you over or anything. Like they can't, like if a city tries to pull me over, I can ignore, like they can't, only the sheriff can pull me over up here because I'm in unincorporated area. I don't know if that's in all states, but.
Well, I'm talking about like most of the time you would have state if you're like on an interstate or something like that. You would get the state police. Amy, what did you do to your left hand?
Yeah, what happened, Amy?
Or your right hand, because you only have your left hand.
Yeah.
What'd you do? Did you break it? Did you punch somebody? Did your dog
Did you
bite
fall
it?
again?
Don't fall.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, little devil. I don't.
Nails.
Oh.
Yeah. I just got.
I don't feel bad for you anymore.
No, I know. Look at those.
Your
at those
nails.
I
Your buddies.
can't do nails.
I don't know who makes these things, but it's just to make women not be able to like function. Like, look at that.
Yeah.
Who can function with these things on there? Like, look at that thing.
I can't even function when I have a little bit of nails.
Like, who can function with that?
Well, I learned a lot from Pooh's video today.
I need to go back and watch it because I was getting ready for this.
I had to watch it on a little bit slower speed so I could see what the pictures were. But by trying to think
what were
psychology
the
in my
receipts
mind.
of? Give me like a tiny little summary.
Well, they're what do you call them on those TikTok videos or whatever? Is that what you would call that?
No, they were in Discord and they were using emojis to talk to each other.
But what are they? They're like little sayings. Like I guess it's a TikTok saying.
Oh, hey Jesse.
You know what I mean? But they're little clips. Like you know, you have something like it says you can see a dog or doing something or whatever. What do you call them? TikTok. Meme things, whatever you call them.
Yeah, memes.
Yeah, but they're talking back and forth with their pictures. There's pictures.
Mm-hmm.
They're not talking. They're just using pictures back and forth to say what they have to say. And some of them were really strange. I mean, you watch it. I mean, I thought they were very strange videos.
Yeah. I got to go. The girls are yelling at me for not coming to bingo. And usually I would be having the bingo. But
it's your birthday bingo, isn't it?
No, I didn't. Tonight would have been my day of having my bingo. And last night, and I didn't want to deal with it. So, but
I love coming over when you do your trivia with your music and stuff.
Okay. At the end of the month, I'm gonna come back. I'll be back to doing that on Fridays and Saturdays.
Oh, good. Okay. I like those. Yeah. I'm not into bingo. I never have been, but I do enjoy that.
Yeah, those I make real hard ones too. So, and I want to have a contest for those who are very, very good at it. I mean, I've seen some people that have 2 or 3 notes and they already know the song. You know,
that's good.
And I've gone way back in like the 30s music and stuff like that. And these people got it. And it was like, wow.
There's lots of YouTube videos like that are old too that you can pick up trivia on to use.
Yeah, I do.
Well,
go ahead.
If you think about it, like I listen to 80s music, but my kids listen to 80s music. And a lot of the music they listen to are either 80s music or redos of 80s music. But think about it. That's like me listening to like 1940s music.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean, like the 80s are like, that was like 40 years ago. I mean, you know, like imagine me in high school listening to like 1940s music. That would just be like weird.
My parents listened to all kinds of music. So like each generation, you listen to your parents' music, then your siblings' music, and you know, so on.
There's no good music anymore. Like I don't listen to music. But I'm not an emoji person. I can't do emojis.
Me neither.
I'm like
they're not I don't know. Chat, do you know what they're called? They're not called emojis. They're like little sayings with
the memes. The memes.
No.
Yeah, that they're communicating with. I don't know what it's called.
I forget what they're called too. And she keeps saying that word. They're not emojis. There's something else.
I think it's
Meme.
something you would see on TikTok more like.
Yeah.
GIFs?
Oh,
Oh, like the little
yeah,
GIFs?
GIFs. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, now you got it.
I don't know why people use those to talk. Well, you're not allowed to sleep, Pooh. Wake up, Pooh. Pooh. So your receipts were all, they were just like all GIFs and stuff?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
sometimes they would talk to each other. It was weird, but the pictures they used, like some of them were very obscure. So a lot of sexual ones, like with people with their boobies and showing like people sex. I don't even know what the heck they were all doing, but I would not want to be in that Discord.
Hey, Madison.
Okay.
Madison, I hear you get in trouble a lot. Bye, KK. Have
Have a
fun
good
tonight.
time at bingo.
Yeah. Have
When
a good
is your
time.
official birthday, KK?
Saturday.
Saturday?
Yep. I turned 63.
God bless you.
Wow. Well, good for you. You're the same age as my friend Jack.
And I look good for 63. When I turn 64, I'll look even better.
Damn, you do, bro.
looking.
You got blue
We
hair.
can
You
sing
look
that
awesome.
song. We can sing it. Will you still need me? Will you still need me when I'm 64?
You're beautiful, my dear. And you always have a different hair color when you come here, and I love it.
Yeah, you know me. I really want to be different from other people.
Yeah.
This is
I
who
like to
I
hear
am.
that color.
Me
You know?
too. I mean, I never want to be normal. Like
Me neither. That's why I
Normally
changed my hair
boring.
color.
I like
Yeah.
this when G with the brown hair when you do your show.
that's a wig.
But I like you with that color.
I know. I used to have a haircut. That used to be my real hair. Like I have, Bye. Okay, you go. You go by. You gotta go. But I used to, for a long time, I had red hair. Like that's why I have that wig, because I used to have that hair color. But then it just got too hard to manage. And light hair makes you look younger.
No, I think the dark hair makes you look younger.
Well, I have the wig right here. Hey, Madison, I hear didn't you get in trouble in purples today? I think I heard you get yelled at.
I'm not saying that you don't look young with your blonde hair, but I'm just saying I think it softens the tone in your face and you look a lot younger with the dark hair.
Well,
that's just my opinion. What the hell do I know?
Here's the dark hair.
Yeah, I like you with that color because I think it softens your features on your face and you look younger to me. I don't know why.
I got it. See, these little stupid little things on my nails get stuck on everything. Is it hot where you are? It's hot everywhere. They were in voice chat, so we have no idea what they were talking about when they were posting in chat. Well, I'm sure it was stupid, dumb stuff. I mean, I don't know. All these mod meetings, like she's like mod meetings. Like, I mean, I have like 3 mods, and like, I don't like tell them to do anything. Like Pixie used to be a mod, so she was like, so I made her a mod like a couple weeks ago because, someone called in the troops to help her. And so I needed more than my like 2 mods. And so afterwards Pixie's like, so what do I have to do? And what should I say? And I was like, oh, I am so not that. I'm like, just, if someone is a vagrant racist or whatever, then, time them out. Other than that, don't worry about it. I'm not all bunged up about, that kind of stuff.
Delia Wopo, so they were talking to each other by voice chat. So that was just things they were posting back and forth. I got you now.
So could you hear the voice chat? Could you hear the voice chat?
No, you couldn't hear the voice chat.
Oh, wow.
So it looked weird because you didn't hear what they were saying. So it looked like they were only communicating by those stupid things.
Oh. Well, she was saying something about, there's white stuff and some people's names are screwed up. It's like.
She was trying to say that it was copied wrong by Pooh or whatever. Something. Right? Was it Pooh? She was saying that about you, Pooh.
No, she was saying Jenna copied it wrong or something, or Jenna faked it or something or whatever. I don't know.
Read what Pooh said. The whole point of the video was to show that it wasn't fake. Take what you want from it. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, because she was saying that Jenna's was fake. One was fake, which So I think Pooh made his to show that it wasn't fake, which it's all stupid. Who cares anyway? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like, why are you
It
having
made
these deep
sense to me at
conversations
the end
anyway?
because I haven't been watching her, so it made sense to me at the end because I heard a little
Yeah.
bit of Jenna's and I heard a little bit of Purple's, so I figured it out at the end because, like, I haven't been watching her because I've been following trials now. I'm like, I want nothing to do with all this craziness.
Yeah,
It's like,
I've only been watching because she started talking about me, but she's kind of stopped talking about me now, so I think I can stop watching her. But you know what's weird? It's like, yeah, she said Jenna and Pooh faked it. And mostly memes, Lynn and Marie doing some searches on some folks. Oh, yeah, middle fingers up there. Yeah, middle fingers up. Yeah, she was the one. Her and Purple were the ones who said, my husband kicked me out of the house and made me live in the garage.
right.
And she didn't understand why that would be like annoying to me. It's like, you're talking about my family. You know, you're saying like I have a problem in my marriage and like I got kicked out of my house. Like, aren't families supposed to be like off limits? And it's like, she's like, I just talked about your shoes. I'm like, no, you didn't. You said my husband kicked me out of my house. There's a big difference. And I'm living in a garage with bags of shoes. Like, there's a bigger picture there, you know? And then she's like, I didn't say that. And then she's like, well, I did say that. And it's like, why do you say anything? Like, how do you know about my stuff? And then she's like, well, I didn't watch it. And I'm like, then why are you talking about it? And she's like, well, someone gave me the timestamp. I'm like, but you didn't have to go look at it. Like, just because someone gives you a timestamp and says, go watch this, you don't have to.
Right.
You know? Like,
I don't get any of them because I've been following Karen Reed trial for the last 4 weeks. So I've been so like involved in that. And I've been going on legal channels with lawyers and stuff and listening to, debates about legal things and trying to educate myself on that kind of stuff that I really haven't been following anybody else's streams lately.
yeah.
So that's kind of where my mind's been because I needed something to stimulate my brain
Yeah.
that was a little bit educational because if I stay around that, it's like I'll wind up with dementia. I feel like.
Well, I mean, I do know she is very angry with Jenna, but like, I mean, and maybe Jenna will go back to being bad Jenna, but for right now, Jenna's trying hard to be good Jenna, and as a good human, you gotta allow that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if someone's trying to do something and they apologize to you, you're not going to be an asshole and not accept that. You got to, like, okay, and I think she gets mad anytime. I think she really thinks that there's sides and there's like we're on some side that like everything happens right for us. You know what I mean? Like, I think
Right.
she really believes there's two sides, and her side is always wrong and our side is always right, and we get away with everything and she gets away with nothing, and then anyone who can just switch over to our side, like, she gets very angry with. Like, to her, Jenna just came over to and like just was able to come over and be accepted, and like she can't do that, so she gets very angry,
Right.
kind of. And it's like, well, Jenna apologized and she said, you don't have to accept it, and she was very humbled, and, like, you got to accept that. And, like,
the person can accept it or they don't have to accept it between those two people.
right. And, I'm the kind of person who I'm going to accept your apology and, with trepidation, but as time goes on and I see that you're a true person, like, I accept it more and more. But I'll never be the person who, if someone does wrong and they apologize, I'm going to be like, no, fuck you.
Exactly.
Well, I probably would do it to Purple and Heidi because I don't think there's any, like, I don't think I could ever, like, forgive them for anything that they've done.
Well, Heidi apologized to me, but like it doesn't mean that she stopped after what her apology was. I think if you apologize and then you change the way you're doing things,
Yeah.
then you can see that someone's trying. But if they're going to continue doing what they're doing and they're not changing who they are or even attempting to change who they are, then
Yeah.
I'm just going to walk away from you. I don't like fake. And yes,
Yeah.
hi, proud Marine Mom. I do love the lawyer, Yes, I do love his show.
You don't know half what I've gone through. Well, Lil Devil, you were a mod, right? So I can only imagine. I mean, I don't know if you know like my whole story, but I mean, like I've been doxxed. I mean, she's put out rumors about me that I was a child molester. I can't even tell you all the things that like I've been put through, all the lies and the rumors and yeah, Little Devil, if you want to come up and talk, you are more than welcome to. If
Little
you
Devil, I don't know you, honey. So you were a mod over at Purples?
I'm gonna go pee real quick.
All right.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go yeah.
Okay. Little Devil, you were a mod over by Purples or over that channel? Maybe if you were over there a lot and you decided to leave, that's something that she doesn't like when people leave. It's like, even if you don't do something, I think if you leave, it upsets her. It's almost like controlling. I don't know why. Um, so yeah, I see that, Little Devil, because she's angry. She's angry that she left and she used to be there for her. It's like, I feel like she thinks she's losing people. I don't know. I don't even know where Lori Davis went to. I love Ultra. She used to be there, and then all of a sudden she stopped coming in, or she slowly stopped coming in, and then she disappeared. I used to like to watch Lori Davis. I
Well,
don't know.
I
I haven't seen her in
I
forever
think
either.
Lori Davis had some issues
Yeah,
um with substances.
yeah, but she never
And
brought any of that up, and she used to be in there all the time. And
yeah.
maybe she got sick and tired of what was happening, and she
Or
just
maybe
bowed
hopefully
out.
she went to a rehab and like is, getting better. Cause I know the reason I know this is certain people told me, and the people who told me had been trying to get her into, somewhere to get help. And, and I don't think there should be, I did pee outside. Um, so hopefully maybe, so either she stepped away from it because that's not good for someone who is in an active addiction, or maybe she went and she got help. Either way, good for her, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I think
And can I take anybody in here's word for someone saying unless you're living with them, whether they're in an active addiction or not? Just because someone says something, maybe she
right.
was on medication for pain or whatever, but they have you addicted to it because that's what the YouTube streets want you to think. Who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah.
You know what I
But
mean? Like they got you doing cocaine.
yeah, I mean, everyone, I was like, my son broke my nose. I live next to like a 200-acre vineyard. And when they spray, like, trust me, like, you can't. But I mean, yeah, it's like, you know what my addiction is? Those shoes over there. That's my addiction.
Did you
But
did you go and get the operation to fix that nose?
no, I haven't because it's going to cost me like 10 grand.
So what? You need to get it done.
Well, they made me a little thing so I can breathe, and I'm fine with it for now because it's going to be like a long recovery, and I'm going to be black eyed so I'm just fine for right now.
All right. Well, when you're ready, I'll let you know because I had mine done when my son threw the ball for the dog and the dog's head right into my nose
Oh my God.
and
Well,
broke
I
it.
was about to do it and then I walked into a wall. But it's going to cost a lot of money. I'm going to have some downtime and I'm going to look really funky for a while. So
But the insurance cover it?
No, no,
Because if
not
it was an
really.
accident, the insurance should cover it because the insurance covered mine because it was accidental.
Well, I don't have the best insurance right now.
Oh, I got
So
you. All right.
So
I
they're
know it's
not.
not cheap.
No, not in California. I mean, when we had the insurance that we used to have was we paid $2,500 a month.
See, the doctor, you have to get a good surgeon that can write that it's medically necessary for your breathing. There's an
Yeah,
obstruction
yeah,
due to
yeah,
an accident from a break.
yeah.
Otherwise, they won't pay for it. That's what I had to
And
go
my
through.
current doctor won't, so I probably need to find a different doctor.
Yeah, I had to find a really
Which,
good surgeon that would write it that way so that
yeah,
I could breathe. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And the way he wrote it, the insurance paid for almost every bit of it.
yeah. I live in a really small town, so it's like that's not the, I would probably have to drive at least an hour or two to
Yeah.
find someone. So I just like have just been putting it off because I'm okay. I'm not bothered. I have this thing that keeps my nose open. I can breathe. It's not
Alright.
perfect. My nose is runny all the time, but I don't really, I mean, other people are bothered by it. I'm not. So like,
No, I was just curious. I
you know.
knew that happened. I didn't know if you had the surgeon
Yeah,
because
no, yeah, that's why I haven't done it yet. I'm like, other people are more bothered by it than me, so I'm just like, whatever.
I
But,
was back to work in a week.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's not that bad of recovery. Like I was more worried. But yeah, I did look like Mike Tyson when I was in round
yeah,
5,
yeah. I don't want to.
Well, the first couple of days is rough, but then after that it's cool.
Well, then maybe I'll probably have to drive. I'll probably have to go to San Francisco actually, and to find a doctor to do that.
But I had
But
total reconstruction surgery. It
oh
wasn't
wow,
just fixing that. I had a whole remodel of my nose and everything. I
oh
had a
wow,
whole reconstruction.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm just lazy and I don't like to drive and I have
I had
anxiety
major
about
plastic surgery
leaving the
done.
house. And so like driving like 2 hours to San Francisco is like not, I just put it off and I just
So yours will probably be even easier than mine because, like I said,
probably.
they didn't just do
Hey,
it.
Matt. But hey, Precious. Oh, see, now I stopped reading the chat. Little devil, let me guess who jumped on you the most, Buckeye the Pitbull. Yeah, little devil. Okay, so little devil, so let me catch up with Pat here for a second. I
Go
was
ahead.
right on phone chat. So I would say that I think that Purple's mods are like, I mean, she has, from what I've heard, because one of my main mods was Katie Bug, who used to be a mod over there, and she said they would have like mod meetings and people would get in trouble like big time and yelled at and made to feel like assholes. And it was like bad how they were treated. Like they were treated badly. And if they did the wrong thing, they would get yelled at. And if Heidi didn't like them, they would get yelled at and blah, blah, blah. So I can see all of that happening. And even just, I mean, you should be able to go anywhere you want. If someone tells you you can't, then that's not a place you want to be. And, Buckeye, I could tell you some stories, but, maybe friend me on Discord and I'll tell you. But she's I don't know, not all mods are that way, but just from the a few that I've heard, it's a little caustic, and Buckeye isn't the most trustworthy that I would say. That's all I'll say. And if you want to know more, contact me or email me. My email is on my about page, but that's all I'll say. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, that's a smart move.
Yeah, she tried to do some really bad things to me, so I don't have anything good to say. You had to show them your computer, laptop, and phone? Fuck that. I would never.
This is YouTube. I mean, you're not like getting paid for a job.
This isn't the FBI.
Right.
I mean, my God, you had to. Yeah, no, I would never. I mean, my mods. I mean, like Pixie was like, "What should I do?" I'm like, nothing. Just if someone comes in and they're like a really big racist or homophobe, like just time them out and ask me if you should block them. But usually like I have no one on my block list. I don't block anybody. Like I just take care of them. I just roast them and they leave themselves. But I don't let anyone treat you that way. If that's how you're treated over there, that's not a place you should be. No one should treat anyone that way. That's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit.
I've been mods lots of places. They just give you a wrench. There's no There's no initiation. There's nothing you have to do.
No,
There's no meetings to go to be a mod. I never
no,
heard of any of this, you know?
no. I don't have mod meetings. I don't do anything. I have like 4 mods and they do nothing. Pretty much. I mean, to be honest. And I don't ask him to do anything. I'm like, tell people to hit the like button. So everybody go hit the like button and like throw out my Patreon because that's where my memberships are. And that's pretty much about it, you know. But I'm glad both your hands are back, Amy. But I can't even imagine if someone talked to me that way, no bueno that would be for them. No.
I mean, it's not like I said, it's not a paid job. I mean,
No.
it's actually a courtesy that you're actually helping the person. They should be
Yeah.
treating you better because you're helping them. And most of the time I tell people, don't make me a mod because I don't know what to do. I don't even know how to drop a link. But
Yeah.
basically, you know, a lot of people give me one anyway, just to like hear about them, you know, this way, because I got
Yeah.
blocked a lot of places I went because people thought I would cause trouble, but I really wasn't.
Well, most
And
people give creators wrenches just so you don't get, you know, cloned or, you know, so they know it's the real you. But
right,
I mean, to do that to someone, I mean, that's as a sub, I mean, that's just ridiculous. That show, like, that would say to me, you don't trust me. And
right.
it's like, if you don't trust me, then I'm not, you don't need me to be there. Like, I don't need to be there if you don't trust me. Like, screw you. Like,
Oh,
that's
I went
weird.
through hell. I went through hell, Queen OG, when I was up on Tony's as a co-hosting with her. Oh my
Oh yeah, Matt's
God!
selling me all the toot. Matt has all the toot. He's selling it to me. I'm going back in chat and reading. I was spied on, followed around from chat to chat. If I spoke in chat saying hi to anyone they didn't like, I was jumped on. I'm a troll and a mole as well. Now that you're in here, you're fucked. You're fucked for life now that you're in here, little devil. There's no going back now.
But I could just tell you that when I was up as like, if you're like somebody that I never had, not one person, and I've been on here for like over 3 years now. I never had anybody like try to say anything bad about me or do anything because wherever I go, I never really. I just say hello to people. I'm here to talk to people. I don't like talk about people. I don't, you know. I just try to learn about. Hi, how are you? You know, and I've learned a lot about a lot of the subs just because I like talking to people,
Yeah.
and you know. But I never try to like do anything, and when I was like up co-hosting with Tony, I mean, I got doxxed. I had
Yep.
people following me where I was going, saying what I'm saying. It's like, what is this? I never
Yeah.
had this in my life.
It's ridiculous. I mean, I remember when I got doxxed, I was like, are you people serious? Like, are you kidding me? Like,
I had people
this
up in the back chat threatening me. Oh, Queen OG.
well, I mean, you know, hi, Mia Grace. Yeah, like, little
I was like,
devil.
really?
You want to know something funny? So I tried to type back to Matt, line him up, like, you know, because he's saying about toot toot. And I said, line him up. And it said, YouTube rejected your comment. This usually means they think it's spam. Try changing it. It's my chat. I can't even type in my own chat. But yeah, little devil, tell him, like, just don't even go back. I mean, no. I mean, people should trust you until you give them a reason not to trust you. And that's just ridiculous. And I would tell them to go fuck themselves. And I'm sure if you try and go back there after being here, you're really going to get all hell. Because, you know, I'm like, you know, Miss Barbie doll, stuck up snob princess who thinks I'm better than everybody else and just, you know, blah, 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 you know, so, you know.
Hi, everybody that came into chat.
Yeah, I'm
but
sorry.
like I said, honey, I mean,
hey, Mad Feathers.
I didn't even know who was threatening in the back. I was just getting these messages and people saying, I know what you're doing over here. And I know, like, it was kind of like people trying to intimidate me just because I was up co-host, you know, helping Tony with stuff. And it was like, is this what it's like to be a creator? I mean, oh my God, I don't even want anything to do with this. I actually left for a while because I was like, I don't want this bull crap in my life.
Well, I mean, I remember when I was doxxed. I mean, it was kind of ridiculous because I got an email, and I got a bunch of emails, and they were so stupid. Yeah, Matt's just messing with me because, you know, anyway. But see, that's what I was trying to say, line them up, and I was trying to say it in one word, and YouTube rejected it. It said it was spam, and it wouldn't let me type it. Jeez Louise. But I got doxxed. So I got all these email messages, which I put all of them out and showed them. And then they made a channel that it was like my full name as Queen OG. And there was one video on it, and it had my picture in the middle, and then my kids, and then the summary of it or whatever was like me and my husband's full name and our street address and the kids' names and everything. And the video was not very nice. Let's just put it that way. So, I mean, you know, it was violent, and it was so bad that YouTube actually like ixnayed the channel before I ever got to see it. They like called me and told me about it. So, I mean, like, that's how I knew about it. So, I mean, and I was like, really? This is what people do? People go to this length to like come at, you know, like what? And I had been there for like a few months at that point. And I was like, why? What did I do that someone would want to come at me and like put out all my information? Like basically like, hey, if you want these two, and it was like, the picture they had was when they were 5 and 7. And it was like, if a pedo wants these cute kids, here's the address. It's like, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, who the hell does that? You know, it was ridiculous. Yeah, it probably was. And that's how I knew a certain other person did not get threatened, because the way they acted was not how you act when your child is actually threatened, you know? So, I mean, it was just, I mean, I couldn't believe that kind of dumbass shit goes on for real, like on a place that's supposed to be fun, you know? It's like, this is YouTube and people are doing that kind of stuff to each other. But then I remember I knew, Canadian Girl, I am in PEI. What is PEI? What is PEI? Not only did it get my anxiety and depression worse, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, little devil. That should not have happened to you. But I remember, like, I told Hopi, and I was like, you know, told her what had happened. I showed her the emails. And then she's like, well, you better like lay low for a while. And, you know, you're going to get off YouTube for a while, right? And I was like, no, I'm going to go live tomorrow and show all the emails and say this is what happened, and tell whoever doxed me that they're pussies. And she's like, no, you can't do that. And that's when I knew she was in on it, because she was like, all like, you know, I was like, hell no, I'm not going to hide. I'm going to be like, look at what I got. And I'm going to show every single one of them.
Because she gave it to you, and then you knew that she had given it to others.
Well, she was so like, you need, like, you know, she was so adamant that I should, like, you know, get off YouTube for a while, that when I said I wasn't going to, and I was going to show all the emails and I was going to go live about it, you know, she freaked out as if it was like, you know, oh my God, no, you can't do that. Like, you know.
Yeah, because I'll be in trouble too now.
Yeah, because I'm supposed to, like, she probably was my handler, you know, like she was probably supposed to make sure that I did what, you know, whoever, you know. And so she was probably like, no, you can't stay on YouTube. I'm supposed to make you get off YouTube, you know. And I was like, hell no, I'm going live tomorrow. And I did. I went live. I made a video about it, and it's still all on there. And I was like, hey, I got doxxed. And then I went on live and I showed every single one of the emails, you know.
Remember what happened to you and Justin when you were in her chat that day because you were not paying attention to her?
Oh my God. Most of you here probably don't know about any of that, but that was hilarious. And we weren't even doing anything that bad. We were talking about our Halloween costumes, and I said you should wear an ascot because we were going to be Ken and Barbie. And he said, what's an ascot? And people were trying to explain to him what an ascot was. And she had a guest who was like a SA survivor. And this poor lady's trying to tell her story, and you could tell she's like getting worked up and she's not listening to her guest, and she was making her guest uncomfortable. And I said, let's take this off YouTube. I don't want to, I think, this is too much. Like, let's take this offline. I don't want to disrupt chat. And right after I said that, she like went off on me and Justin and just started screaming at us. And her poor guest was like frightened as hell. And she took our wrenches and kicked, it was ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
It was ridiculous. It was like something else is going on, because the punishment doesn't quite fit the crime right there. I mean, literally. Yeah, it was Dolly's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, and she was up there talking about it, and like she felt you were being disrespectful to the guest up there. You weren't paying attention. It was a serious topic. This was on Hopi's channel.
Yeah, and I mean, literally, it was like 2 minutes of like, and I had just said like, let's take this offline. I don't want to be disrespectful. Like, I feel like, because I came in and everyone was like, hi. And I was like, I don't want to, take away from anything. Let's take this offline. Like, I said that. And then she went off on me.
Right.
And I didn't even know she was going off on me until like someone told me, because I had the sound down or something. And then someone said she's going off on you. And then I looked and I realized my wrench was gone. And then I looked and realized she's yelling at me. And then I was like, oh shit, what'd I do? And then Justin went live on his channel, and then she came on his channel, and we're like, girl, what is going on? Like, why are you so mad at us? And she was just screaming at us there. It was ridiculous. And he's like, I've never lost a wrench in my life. Like, I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, and then you and Justin went live about it because it was so unbelievable. And Justin never goes live about trauma.
Yeah.
Ever.
It was crazy. It was crazy. And then her and Heidi started like a tour where they started going from creator to creator, telling the story about me, about how I was a bully and all this stuff, and all lies. Like, they went on Science Girl, and like she accused me of being the one who put her nudie out or whatever, her nude photo out, which it wasn't me. And like, and Heidi said I made like all these videos of her using clips from her channel, like crazy shit. It was the like Slam OG tour they went on.
Yeah, it got bad after that. But like I said, if YouTube is supposed to be a place that you can meet people and make friends, and stuff like that. And that's why, like, I only come on because my husband passed away now. Because before that, I was running an organization on YouTube for the disease I have, and helping patients, because I'm a nurse. With
Right.
I was a co-founder of the organization. They go all over and they work with all these big doctors and all. And when he got sick and all, I told her I have to come off of this, and I was on nothing, and he passed away, and then I needed something to do. So then I wound up on YouTube. But anyway, the story's now I'm here. So, because I had patients write me all the time. It was overwhelming having tens of thousands of patients. But so I needed a break. But anyway.
Yeah. And then you would think YouTube would be like some nice place, like, and it's not. Like, it's like
on Shorties. I came first on Shorties and Molly's. I mean, I made a lot of friends, and I'm just telling you, I'm just saying, for me, I enjoy talking to people and meeting people. If I found that I was someplace where people weren't talking nice to one another, or you didn't think it was comfortable, I would just leave that, because that would defeat the purpose of why I'm here.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you feel uncomfortable, I would leave. I mean, that's just normal, I think, right? I don't know.
Yeah. But then, like, when people don't let you leave and they, it's like, it's weird. It's like, if you don't like me, just don't like me and don't come to my channel and just don't talk about me. Like, but if you don't like me, you don't need to like berate me and talk about me all the time. And you know what I mean? Like, have your daughter make a clip channel about me and blah, blah, blah. It's like people just go way too far. And it's like, don't you have other things to do? Like a life or something?
Yeah, I
I don't
don't
know.
get it all. I think it's even more so like with the creator. If a creator leaves another creator, or
Yeah.
if you're very close into the channel or a mod or something, I think maybe then, because like I said, for 5 years, I never had any problem with anybody, but until I wound up on a channel. So I
Well,
think
I'm
that
the
has
queen
something
of
to do with
having
it.
people shit on me. I mean, I've had so many people like, be my friend and then turn out to just like,
Yeah, I
I
remember what happened to you too. My God.
I mean, I've just had woman after woman like just shit on me, but I mean, so I'm used to it though, but I mean, it's YouTube is not for the weak hearted,
No,
you know?
Shorty, I remember every time you come up with a new part of the mattress mamas, we'd all be on Shorty's like, oh, she's got another new one. We were cracking up over there. And it was about everybody.
It was. And that's the thing. Like, and Heidi, she actually, I have a copy. She first made a video saying how much she loved it. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she hated it. But it had everyone in it. It had ICU in it. It had Justin in it. It had
Yeah.
Shorty in it. It had everybody, like everybody
Molly,
was in it. Yeah.
Susan,
Well, I mean,
everybody
it
was in
was
it.
the wannabe reality star, which was Molly, and then it was all the people on panel because she always had like all the, and it was COVID, so everybody was always in bed because that was COVID, so it was kind of just like a say, and everything I said was true. Like
Right.
there's nothing in there that was not factually true if
It
you
was
listen to
people
it.
living through COVID, like hanging out at home.
Everyone was hanging out in their bed in their jammies at home. I mean, big deal. Like, I
Was
mean,
it
if you go
meant to
back and
be?
listen to it, it's funny. I mean, I went back and listened to it afterwards and was like, did I say something bad? Like, did I go after someone's disability? I mean, if I did, I'd take it down, but like I had friends over there I didn't want to leave. Yeah, see, that's the thing. A lot of people like will have friends at the channel they're at, and so they don't want to leave the channel because they have friends there. But yet, so I guess you just have to weigh the good and the bad, like which is I don't know, which is worse, like I don't
Well,
know.
yeah, that's what when I was, like I said, I told Tony, I still talk to her offline, but I told her, I said, it has nothing to do with you. I
Yeah.
just need a break away from this. And if I'm going to have, people coming in back chat and doing things like that because I'm just up here with you,
Yeah.
I don't need this, in my life. And, but I'll still come into chat now and then, but I just didn't want to deal with it.
Well, a good friend will always understand. A good friend will care enough about your needs. I mean, that's the thing. Someone who truly cares about you, the sign of someone who cares about you is that they're going to put your needs ahead of theirs. You
Well,
know?
that's what she said,
Like,
Rob. I don't want them bothering you. You take whatever you
yeah,
need.
like the people that I care about, like I will put them before myself. And if something is hurting them, like I will, I would be like, yeah, stay away, that's fine. And and I'll talk to you on the phone or I'll talk to you somewhere else, but yeah, I would never want someone to be hurt like that. So little devil, like, the people who like you and are true friends will still
Hmm.
talk to you somewhere else other
Yeah.
than circles. And the people who kick you to the curb, they weren't your real friends in the first place. So, I
Right.
mean, sometimes things like this have to happen in life for you to kind of realize who your real friends are and who your real friends aren't. Because your real friends will always stick with you no matter what. And
Right.
your fake friends, they'll, they won't.
Exactly. So I
And you don't
said,
want the fake friends in your life. Like, do you, you though, like I always say, like when people speak badly of me, I'm always kind of like, that says more about you than it does about me. And if you want to say that about me, that says more, like I don't want you in my life anyway. So 10 p.m. Central is what? 8 my time. It's so Pooh's having a premiere at 8 Pacific, 11 Eastern. if you want to go.
Okay.
Someone put Pooh's channel in the chat. Yeah, Amy, the one thing I like about you, and the one thing I always liked about you, is like, even when other people like didn't like me, you always were like, you were fine with, like, you didn't jump on the band I hate Queen wagon kind of thing, you know? Like, you would be like, I don't got a problem with her, but if you do, that's fine, you know? And you know, I mean, I believe that's how it should be. You know, just because I have a problem with someone doesn't mean that the next person is going to have a problem with them, because they're different from me. So, you know, Amy doesn't have a problem with me, so why, you know, Purple does, but that doesn't mean that they can't be friends, you know.
Exactly.
Dylan Piaster, your Market Namfesto wife. What? I don't understand what that means. So I don't know what that means. Who on this one or the hangout? You know, I don't know what the hangout one is. What is Marxist Namfesto? You and is that your or you are? I don't think you're using proper English either, and I have a real problem with that. Like I'm more noticing the English than what you're actually saying. Yeah, because we're adults and we all have different lives. And, you know, like, that's why you should let people go wherever they want to go, you know, like, because we are adults, you know, like, everybody should be able to do what they want, where they want, how they want. And if you don't like it, too bad. You don't get to rule their life. Like, no one gets to tell me what to do, and I don't get to tell anyone else what to do. And if I do tell someone what to do and they do it, then they're pretty weak and I wouldn't respect them. So, you know, that's why
Amy and I used to hang out up at Buddy's. We had a good time up there, right, Amy?
Oh, I used to love hanging out at Buddy's before he got all potty mouthed. He's doing well though now, isn't he? Is he? I don't know.
I'm in and out of there. I don't really know. I like when he does the No Strings live with somebody else. I enjoy that. I'll put it on to listen to it when, like, I'm going to sleep or something.
He does. You know, his music did kind of go downhill for a while there when he was like, you know. But I mean, I've always thought he was very talented, you know, when he was on his game.
But he has a guy on. He does like No Strings, or you know, like, it's just yeah, you know how they do those lives with no strings. They call it
acoustic.
Yeah. But he has another guitar player that he's on there with, and I love them. I think they're really great. The two of them together are very good.
Oh, so Dylan's the one who last time said I was psychic and spelled that wrong too. So, Dylan, I don't know who you are, but I think you need to learn to spell a little bit better. That's all I'm saying. Lil Devil, I'm glad you came here too. You should not go anywhere that doesn't lift you up. Like, I am all about lifting people up. The world is a fucked up place. So when we have free time to go and hang out, then that should not be used not having fun. You know what I mean? Like, this is my free time. Like, I'm not hanging out with my kids. I'm not hanging out with my family. So if I'm on here and I'm not having fun, I shouldn't be on here. Right? Like,
right.
I should go somewhere else. Like, this should, if you're not having fun here, go. You know what I mean? I did have something to work on. Now I'm better, so I choose better options now. Yeah, Amy, what but you know, we all go through hard times. That's the thing. We all go through hard times. Nobody's perfect, and we all have our hard times. And if we can't be human enough to help the next person in their hard time, then what kind of person are we? You know?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I have to say about that. That's what I have to say about that.
Yeah, we should be like, women should be. I grew up, like I said, women had no rights. So I'm very much into women empowering other women and uplifting them and motivating them, and
me too,
to do better, you know, and to lift each other up, to help each other, not to drag each other.
No, I mean, I don't, I'm the kind of person who, if I'm walking down the street and I see a woman who like is looking fabulous, I'm like, hey, that is an awesome outfit on you. You look amazing. And it's not because I want to like bone them or anything. I just like, I just believe that, the world's hard enough as it is. Like, we shouldn't make it harder for ourselves, right? Like,
Right. I wasn't even saying anything about them over there. I was just trying to say what I thought maybe this is what's happening. You know what I mean? Like I try to figure out like why do they seem upset? So that was like trying to
yeah,
understand because I try to find the good in everything.
yeah,
And maybe there's a reason that I don't know what could help it, but you know what I mean. I would rather look at try to figure out a way to help something and make it
yeah.
better. But I don't know.
Some people don't want things to be better, though. That's the problem. I mean, I think sometimes some people want to honestly be miserable. Like,
But I think
honestly,
it's easier. It's
my
easier
mother
to
is one of
accept,
them.
maybe.
Like, it's called, what is it? It's a persecution complex. She has a persecution complex. Like, she always needs to be the victim, and things always have to be horrible for her. And no matter what you do, the glass is always half empty. And she's like, she just wants to be miserable sometimes, it feels like, and there's nothing that you can do to help her. And it's sad. Like, I'm like you, like, I like to figure out, like, okay, so what's going on, what's wrong, what will make you feel better, and how can I help you feel better? But there are some people who just don't want to feel better, like they want to
Or
be
make it
miserable.
easier for me to accept, okay, I understand better so that
Ideal.
I can move forward better because
Yeah,
I kind of understand what's going on. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, really.
yeah.
But
I'm the type who, like, I have to do everything. Oh, okay. I'll come up in a little bit. I'm almost done. Thank you. Like, I'm the type who I have to give everything my all. Like, if I know, like with my crazy ex-house guest, like I knew that she needed to accept like just payment for the house. Like, and I tried to give her advice. Like, I feel like I have, like, if I know something, I have to impart that knowledge. And then once I've done everything I can, then I can wash my hands of it. But if
mm,
I know there's something I can do and I don't do it, then I feel bad. Like, I could have done something,
right.
But once I've done everything I can, then I'm like, all right, I'm out. Peace out. I'm good. I did all I could, kind of like that. Oh, I like horror movies too. All right. Well, my husband just gave me dinner, so I'm going to go up and eat it with my family. And I've been on here for 2.5 hours too, so I'm kind of tired.
All right. Well, it's been
But
great chatting with you.
it's
I
been
get to
great
catch
chatting
up
with
with
you
you.
guys too. So just so everyone knows, I still have memberships, but they're at Patreon, and I do different stuff there. I do like skincare and makeup and microneedling. It's not just makeup, it's like skincare and serums and microneedling and microblading and outfits of the day and caption this and all kinds of stuff like that. So if you want to be a member, I still have memberships. They're just at Patreon. So that's that. And then I still do my skits and my lives here. And then Tuesday and Thursday, I do lives for members there. So,
Cool. So you
but
did a skit.
anyway,
You did a skit today. You said, right?
I did a skit today. So if you go to my channel, I did a skit today about a crayon going to a psychiatrist.
Okay, I'll go check it out.
So check that out. And yeah, and everyone just have a wonderful day. Like, you guys can go anywhere you want to, and you hung out here with me, and that makes me feel good. And I hope you feel better now than you did before you got here. And I hope you have a wonderful evening.
You
So,
too, Queen OG. It's great talking to you. All right, everybody in chat, you have a great evening. I'm gonna hop down.
And go to Poos. Go to Poos. And Lil Devil, don't let anyone treat you like shit anymore. Don't do that. Okay? I love you guys. Thank you. And as always, bye.